All right. So yes, Vladimir can give me a survival roll.
with no modifier.
No modifier, no penalty because you got some inside knowledge.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, Vlad pulls through.
One success.
Perfect. All right. But so you start heading south. I will need Bradley to give me a driving roll. There is a -2 modifier due to the weather.
I mean, I'm not driving like a motherfucker here, right?
Yep.
But the road is destroyed.
Driving with a -2, that's not great. And we kind of need this one, so I should try to push it. I take it.
You can if you like. Ooh, all right.
I don't know what that means.
Well, the one when you push the roll, if a one comes up, you either damage yourself or your equipment. So in this case, you basically, uh, you know, there was
Beating up
some.
the Jeep.
Yeah, the Jeep has taken some abuse as you travel, but because you failed the driving roll, there's also a driving mishap.
Ruh-roh.
What's that noise? Is that coming from the Jeep?
Probably. These things aren't made to run on alcohol.
No.
So
Not a
yeah,
Canadian then.
there's a couple of times where you have to kind of double back to go around some rubble or to avoid Soviet patrols or things like. Vladimir's aware of where the large concentrations of Soviet forces are, but every once in a while, there's like a patrol, like 4 or 5 guys in a jeep, or some folks on snowmobiles that you're kind of go around, so you don't make quite the distance you would have liked. But by the time you get to late afternoon, you have cleared the outskirts of Kalisz.
You think, Sarge, keep going to the woods?
Yep. I'm gonna start keeping watch. My vigilance is moving now from Vlad to the territory around us. Lulled into a false sense of security, maybe, but taking that chance.
Have we reached the wood?
I think so, but Chris isn't answering. Oh, there we go.
Give me 1 sec here.
Just to know if I guide or if I try to get a rest.
I'm going to give you a little bit more vision here with the Jeep.
That is a little more vision, technically. There we go. I think that's the woods down below us.
Right. Again, like once you guys actually have a map or something, obviously more of the map will become visible, and there is fog of war, so you'll be able to dimly see where you guys have been before. But As you roll into early afternoon, and you realize it's probably 4 or 5 hours until it gets dark. You guys are continuing to head south towards the woods.
I think so, yeah.
If we're
Okay.
out of town and I'm not guiding anymore, probably gonna try to take a rest while we're trying to go towards the wood.
Is anybody so Sarge is keeping watch,
Yep.
and Bradley's driving, and Boris is just kind of sleeping in the back, resting.
Yes, unless I need to guide again, I'm gonna take a rest.
Nope. You don't have to know. All right. So, kind of the way the travel thing works, the first thing is somebody has to make a survival roll to make sure you're actually headed in the right direction. Doesn't actually take an action, just to make sure that you're going in the right direction.
I think that was
Okay,
Vlad,
so I
wasn't
can so I can do this one.
Yeah, so you can be like, yeah, go that way, and then you can like fall asleep.
Oh, nice.
Great roll. All right. So yeah, so you're not on any of the major roads or anything like that. You are technically driving off road, but you're in a Jeep. Fuel consumption is going to suck, but at least you can put some distance between you guys and Kalisz. So I will need a driving roll from Bradley and a recon roll from the Sarge.
Hey.
Couple good rolls there. I got a 1 on one of my rolls, though.
One only matters if you push the roll.
Okay.
And Sarge, you got
2 successes.
all right. So as you guys are driving along, making your way towards the woods, you can keep going if you like. Basically, in the Jeep, you can go 6 hexes during a shift, so you can keep going through the woods if you want. But if your goal is to stop at the woods, you certainly can.
I'm thinking that we just kind of stop here, see what happens. Like, we're out of the way, no one will be looking for us. We might need to go back into Kalisz to get shit, right?
Yeah, we need to take stock of what we managed to grab. We need ammo.
We could
I think it's
we
gonna
could
be
make
a
it
big thing.
we could make a little campfire and discreet and
Get warm.
get warm.
By the time it's gone.
Just see how things
Like it's not-
goes before we decide where we go.
I'll be a minute or two here, guys.
Yep.
If
Love
we-
to
if
be
we-
warm again.
Just make a little fire, hide the Jeep, hide the camp, make sure nobody see the flame,
Yeah.
so we can spend the night.
Getting a stock of what we've got on us would be excellent.
Yeah, knowing what we
There's
got,
a-
then know what's going to happen, right? Like, we don't know if the Soviets are going to keep pushing, they're going to back off, or
Could grab some water from the river, try to boil something.
Yeah, that might work.
anyone bring a pot.
I have a helmet.
I don't know. Let's take a look at what we've got. Let's see if we've actually. There should be something in with At
Now,
least
I
one
can
of
always use a
them
helmet to boil water.
Ugh, gross.
Eh,
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Once it's boiled, it's all clean. It doesn't matter.
it's not the best, but if we don't have a pot,
Yeah, a little tin pouch of water just isn't going to cut it. Warm, though. Warm would be amazing. I haven't been in this kind of shitty weather in ages.
It's warm in the Jeep.
Yeah. I mean, it's warmer than it is outside. I honestly considered sleeping in the Jeep a couple of times over the past week. Just because I thought it might be warmer, but couldn't very well run it and risk using up all the alcohol we had.
Well, I mean, there's only so much fuel left in this thing anyway, right?
Exactly.
So gear-wise, I got my guns, assault rifle, sniper rifle. I got enough food for 3 days, water for 4, decent on rounds, med kit.
Medkit's going to be handy.
we got my bag. They confiscated. I got a couple of things in it, and I got a Soviet radio. Maybe I can listen to the force moving and see where they're going.
That'd be handy.
That'd be very handy.
I got a couple of guns, knife.
Oh, you left me my night vision goggle.
Yeah, I don't think we bothered going through your stuff yet. Everybody
that
was
could be
waiting
useful.
Everybody was waiting for orders from above that never came, so everything
Yes.
that you had when we took you should still be in there. At least in theory, unless someone went rummaging for food or something. But, I mean, theoretically,
Yes.
we had
Yes.
years on
Sadly,
years.
the ration I have are Soviet.
I don't think we're going to care if we're starving.
No, but it would have been better. It could have been better.
Let me take a look.
I'm a decent hunter. Maybe I could find a deer or elk or whatever the fuck drives walks around here.
I've got 5 field rations, some water, medkit, binoculars.
Do you mind if I put my flak jacket back on?
I mean, I don't, but
No, go ahead. If I need to, you're close enough that I won't miss.
My weapons are over there. If we're in trouble, you tell me when I can use them.
I will certainly do that.
The last thing I need is somebody shooting me because they thought I was gonna shoot him.
I
steer clear.
agree. Glad to hear it.
But if they left my things together, I have a sniper rifle over there and I have a grenade launcher.
A grenade launcher.
Yes, I like grenade.
Good to know.
I have a. I've been trained to use explosive.
Also good to know.
So if we need to get the bridge out of the way, we'll burn the bridge when we get there.
I don't think that means what you think it means.
I
Does
don't
it
know. I
not?
think whoever was teaching him English did a really good job.
They're full of
No.
idioms. I'm trying with the idioms, but I'm not sure what they mean all the time.
honestly, neither are people who grew up with English, so don't worry about it too much.
I need to practice English so I don't sound so Russian.
Well, if you're going to be our Russian front, if we run into any of your old comrades, I'm okay with you sounding Russian.
Yes, I can sound more Russian if needs be. Need to be able to sound less Russian if we find some of your.
Well, if we find some of mine, you just stay quiet and no one will know. I mean, they'll know
If we-
from your equipment, but it's not going to be a worry.
I'm gonna keep my ends down and stop speaking English.
Yeah, that's probably going to be your safest bet.
Yeah, we're gonna need stuff.
Yeah, food and water's going to be big.
I have
Or
a bit of
medkits.
water, a bit of ration, but not much.
Well,
Means we're gonna have to go back into the city. But at least this way we can see what happens before we go back in, right?
or pick where we go back in.
Right.
Skirt around the outside until we're as far from the Russian front as possible.
Yeah, like I say, we don't even know there's gonna be a front. They're collapsing as much as we are, then I mean, it's
Yeah.
everywhere for themselves now.
That's true. That's very true.
So the big question
I've
is
been-
whether there's a big group or a bunch of small groups.
I've been gone for a month, and it was not looking great when I left. But the bombs are still falling, so there's still a semblance of order. Semblance.
Somebody's still got them. Yeah.
Well, that means there's at least one group that's organized. If it's a small group, maybe we can get ourselves a mortar.
Maybe.
That could be useful. If we see a rocket launcher, there's a bunch of tanks around here. I'd rather have one than not.
Believe it or not, I could drive a tank if we can find one.
I don't know if we'd have enough fuel to keep a tank going, or be able to find enough fuel to keep a tank going.
I can tell you, we don't have enough fuel to keep this Jeep going. If we go in the back of the city, we have to do it on foot. Or take the gamble that we're finding fuel when we get there.
If we're going back into the city, fuel is the first thing we're going to have to look for.
Yeah, fuel, bullets, food, water, right?
Pretty much everything.
A pot.
I'm back. Okay.
Pot would definitely be nice. I've also got this. Speaking of hunting. And she'll pull a crossbow out of the back of the Jeep.
Huh. Not standard issue.
Nope. I got bored a while ago.
Alrighty. So as you guys are driving along towards the woods,
We've just been chatting it up.
just just chatting. But Sarge, you as the sun is starting to set, through the snow and the otherwise crappy weather, you catch the glint of sunlight from the tree line.
Like glinting off a scope, or someone's binoculars, or a windshield or something.
Yeah, probably one of those things. So it is enough that they do not get a bonus.
I'm back.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not good.
No, that is not good at all. That is not at all good.
So a shot rings out. So that's going to be +2 damage.
Do I have a chance to mention that I see something before the shot rings out?
You do. That's why they don't get the bonus for ambushing.
Okay. I will mention that I think I see something. And I'll kind of gesture. And then I'm sure we get shot.
Base damage of 3, so 5 damage. Armor of 0. So yeah, so
Goes the
a bullet goes through the through the engine block of your Jeep. Maybe.
Oh, Jesus. Uh-oh.
Component damage, penetration. Yep, the engine. So 5 damage. So yeah, your Jeep stops dead in its tracks.
Shit.
Jeep lasted 1 hour.
It got us out of the city, and that was it.
Our biggest asset lasted 1 hour.
Oh, I can fix it. Let's hope.
Let's hope they've got
We're diving for cover behind this Jeep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Everybody, by the way, has their flak jackets on. We decided that while you were away
Okay.
from your keyboard.
That's fair.
I asked it for permission.
We've already gone through our packs to figure out what we've got. And the end result was not enough of anything. We definitely don't have a spare engine block.
If we have chewing gum and duct tape, maybe I can fix something.
I don't think I've got... Well, there might be chewing gum in the rations. Maybe. Depends on which country's rations we've got.
I need to do something to scale on these maps, but
So how do we determine initiative in this game?
I think we're about to find out.
Lieutenant, I'm gonna reach for my gun now.
I'm okay with that. Very tiny Jeep.
it's yeah. I gotta play around with the scale here.
Ooh. Well, it depends on how big those hexes are supposed to be.
Each hex is 10 meters.
Oh, yeah, that's a tiny Jeep. Well, little tiny.
They're very tiny.
As long as we can get some cover.
I would think the Jeep counts as cover, but I'm not really sure how this game works.
Here's
Alrighty.
hoping.
All right. So yeah. So you guys are apparently under fire by a patrol of some nature.
Do we know which direction the bullet came from?
I should know which direction I saw the glint.
Oh, right. Yeah.
All right. So, if everybody would like to roll initiative,
What did we click to roll initiative?
just click the little die up by your character.
Okay.
Oh, that's where. I was like, little die, what? Found it.
Alrighty. So, all right. So one of these guys gets to go first. This guy. He is going to take a shot. He's going to shoot with his AK. He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just within sight short range. So he is going to shoot at. We'll say he's going to shoot at Bradley. He was the driver. Ooh, that is going to hit you smack dab in the torso. The good news is because you guys did declare that you were like getting some cover from the Jeep. Your torso and your legs are covered.
And he should be wearing his armor.
And he should be wearing his armor. So there's going to be a damage of 3. The Jeep stops 1, your armor stops 1, so you take 1 point of damage to your health.
That's hit capacity?
Yep. And if I remember correctly, if you right click, it goes up, and if you left click, it goes down.
Okay.
And you need to make a coolness under fire roll. And add in your unit morale. So under combat, if you just click where it says unit morale, it should make that roll for you.
Am I clicking unit morale or coolness under fire?
Unit morale. Because you're close enough that you can see your fellow members. All right, you do not lose your shit.
I do lose my breath, though.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely feel like you've been punched square in the chest. At least.
All right. The other 2 Soviet soldiers and Wilson. So Wilson, you go first.
I'm going to shoot back.
All right.
At hopefully the guy that I saw the glint. I'm hoping that I can get rid of him.
Okay. So unless you take a fast action to aim, you're at a -2. Every turn you get both a fast action and a slow action.
Okay, and sorry, what was that about aiming?
If you don't use your fast action to kind of aim, you just like fire off quickly. It's a -2.
Okay, I will use my fast action to aim.
Okay.
And then I can use the slow action to shoot.
Yep. And I will note if anybody wishes to drop prone, dropping prone is a free action.
I take it makes you harder to shoot.
It does make you harder to shoot.
Does it increase your difficulty as well?
Not to shoot somebody else now.
Oh, I would like to drop prone then.
Okay.
And they're within what range?
They are 6 away from you.
Oh, damn. My longest is a 5.
Okay. So, yeah, basically, so 5 is your short range, 10 is your medium range, 20 is your long range, and like 80 is your extreme range.
Oh, okay then. I'm going to be shooting at him with the M16.
Okay.
And then I just click the attack button.
1 sec. So he's at medium range, so -1, and then you can decide how many bullets or like what rate of fire you would like use to lay down more fire.
Well, we've already done a check to see how much ammo we had, and the answer was not enough. So rate of fire of 1, I'm guessing.
Sure,
And you said that my modifier was
-1.
okay. I have rifleman, which gives me a +1 modifier to ranged combat.
There you go. Those balance out.
Excellent. Okay. Wow, nothing.
You could push the roll if you like. Depends how badly you want to shoot him.
Oh, I really want to shoot him. I'll push.
Okay.
Which again did no good.
All right. So the way it works on your ammo die, because you got a bullet, even though you didn't hit, you do put down enough bullets downrange to suppress them. So that means that they will drop prone and lose their next turn, basically.
Oh, excellent.
For like no-name NPCs, mobs, basically, there's like simplified rules. They don't make coolness center fire rolls. If you suppress them, then they're just suppressed.
Cool.
So they will lose their turns. That will bring us to Vladimir.
I'm gonna grab the sniper rifle from my bag,
Okay.
and I'm gonna drop prone and try to shoot from between the wheels.
Okay. So you will be at a -3 total because they're prone and you don't have time to aim. Because grabbing a rifle
Yes.
is your fast action.
Yes.
Shot just goes way wide unless you want to push it.
Why did I roll just one dice?
Probably your penalties, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, your range combat's only a d6, so that would drop away, and then your agility would go from an 8 down to a 6.
Oh, that's how negatives works. Okay, good. Now I understand.
Yep. So you are prone behind your Jeep now, so that unless they get like a headshot or something, you're covered by the Jeep, but that will take us to Bradley.
I'm going to do the same thing. Grab the sniper rifle, drop prone, and take a shot. I guess I can't aim, right?
You cannot. You do
So
get up.
that's some.
So it's a -2 for the range. No, actually, what's the range of your weapon?
12.
Okay, so -2 and then -1 because they're prone. So -3 total, +1 because of your sniper. So -2.
Okay.
Oh, that is a solid hit. Base damage is 3, crit is 3. They don't have any armor. That drops that guy. Back around. Okay, that guy was suppressed after he went. Sarge, you're up.
Oh, okay. I'm using my fast action to aim,
Okay.
and my slow to hopefully actually shoot him this time.
Okay.
Should I be clicking on ranged combat, or should I be clicking on my weapon?
No, click on the weapon.
Okay, good, 'cause that's what I did last time. So I get the +1 for rifleman. Is there a minus?
There is a -1 for range and a -1 because they're prone. So you're in a net -1.
Okay. I will use an extra bullet this time as well. No.
Nope, that is a miss.
I will try to push.
Okay. All right. So again, you suppress the hell out of them. So they're keeping their heads down. As a bullet's gonna wing overhead, so it's stopping them from returning fire.
I mean, that's a win.
Yeah.
So the other guy.
I mean, if they can't go and we have 2 snipers.
Yeah, hopefully someone other than me will hit something. Since my dice have remembered who they belong to.
Strangely, I think missing is a really good idea right now.
Well, I mean, it's working well for us, ish.
That will bring us to Vladimir.
Okay, I will take your aim action, and I will try to shoot again.
Okay. So it's going to be -1 net because they're prone. That is a hit in the arm. 3 damage, and it's enough for a crit. All right. Bradley, there's one guy left.
Aim and shoot.
Okay.
So net 0 for me, right?
Yes. Ooh, that's going to be 4 damage. That is definitely a crit. All right. So a brief flurry of activity. Then all is quiet.
I'll sling the assault rifle or my sniper rifle, pull out the assault rifle, and go investigate.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull my Soviet radio and try to turn it on, see if I have close by communication of people around here.
So yeah, you do hear. What's range? Your range is. Yeah, you would pick it up because their radios are picking up. Basically in Russian, again, it's kind of like repeat the coordinates. Keep your heads down, shells incoming, sort of thing. It seems like when they spotted you, they called in an artillery strike on your position, and the artillery battery is basically radioing back to double check the coordinates.
Could I try to fake their radio with mine, or should I get their radio to try to send coordinates if I wanted to do something like that?
You could try.
I mean, he's on the right frequency.
Yep, you are on the right frequency.
He speaks the right
I mean,
language.
would they see the difference between my radio and their radio if I try to correct the position?
No, they wouldn't be able to. They would be able to tell what frequency you're on, but they wouldn't be able to tell what type of radio it was.
And apparently, a lot of this is 80s tech, right? So
yeah, like late 80s, early 90s.
I'm gonna turn to the lieutenant, and they have called artillery fire on us. I could try to reroute it somewhere, like close, but not directly on the car. But it's coming.
Yeah, redirect it.
I'm gonna try to be as brief as possible so they don't see the difference in the voice, and make a correction on the coordinates so it doesn't fall directly on us.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
I was open for tech, but yep, let's try that.
Don't you have some kind of psyops training?
It's Trevor.
Oh, crap. Okay.
I'm an electrician and a combat engineer.
Okay.
Trevor, who sadly couldn't make it today, is your medic and intelligence guy.
I've got psyops. I just don't speak Russian.
I'm gonna try to push it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you're trying to get through to them, and they don't seem to be buying it, and the realization that there is artillery strike coming in your general direction, you suffer a point of stress.
I noted.
So what would you guys like to do?
Yeah,
That
like I said,
depends entirely on what Vladimir tells us.
I'm going to check out that site regardless. I'm doing the SWAT thing.
They're not responding. I don't think it worked.
All right. Grabbing my stuff out of the Jeep, grabbing McPherson's stuff out of the Jeep as well, just in case.
Could I try to do a jury rig so I could move the car just a bit? Like, I know it's broken, but could I use tech to make a jury rig on the car just to rush it like a bit farther away?
Can't really jury rig it the shape it's in. You can like put some muscle power into it and push it, but that's as fast as this Jeep is currently moving.
Yeah, we're not going to get it unless we're pointed downhill. We're not going to get it far enough away to make a difference.
I mean, I could push it, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
And you're going over. Bradley's going over to check the ambush site.
Yeah, we don't know it's empty, right?
All right. So yeah, you go up, and there are three. Judging from the state they're in, you don't. Your first thought is that they're not actual Soviet soldiers. They're wearing like a hodgepodge of assorted uniform pieces and things like that. Aside from the fact that they did actually call in artillery, so it looks like your theory that the Russians may be probably not as bad off as you guys, but not far off, probably isn't far off the mark. Like they've definitely like scavenged some clothing and stuff as they went.
And they're clearly dead, right?
Yeah. There are no names unless you specifically want to take one as a prisoner. They're dead.
Oh no, I don't. We can't feed ourselves, so. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep watch here, basically, and make sure do the police officer kick the guns away from their hands, make sure that this scene's secure is what I'm doing in this round.
Okay.
We can loot them later. Oh God.
They were over here, right?
Yes, they were.
Okay.
So Bradley's gone over there. He's kind of policing the
I
area.
say Bradley might want to be a little farther away from the strike. So I had grabbed my stuff and Bradley's stuff and made a run for it.
Yep. Where are you running to?
I'm running to where the snipers were, or where the enemy combatants were.
Okay. So because timing will matter here, you can move 2 hexes more if you would like to make a mobility roll.
Oh, this is going to be bad. I've got no dice in mobility. What are the low kind of Is it bushes?
Yeah, it's like bushes and
Trees, bushes, rocks. Okay.
Yep.
Like I'm looking over here. I'm going, what is that?
bushes.
Okay. I'm not even gonna make it behind those rocks. Is there like a mobility penalty for going through, say, this hex where it's got bushes and rocks in it?
It would be a -1.
Okay. I'm going to try to make a run to get back here behind these rocks.
Okay.
Going through this hex and this hex to try to
Okay.
get there.
All right.
And I will undoubtedly be pushing it here in a minute. I don't have anything that helps me with mobility. No. Closest I have is some extra stamina for torture and interrogation.
Uh-oh.
That's bad. I'm going to push, obviously. That's much better.
All right. So you move your 2,
Okay.
and then you can move up to 2 more.
Oh, I just need to get one more.
Okay.
Although, I mean, 2 would be nice. Yeah, I'll go into that next one.
Okay. So that's your fast action. You still have your slow action, or you can drop it down to a fast action if you would like to run some more.
Yes, I would like to run some more.
Okay.
I don't want a bomb to drop on my head.
So you're just like GTFO.
I am GTFO because I don't want to die out here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I am yelling for the other 2 to do the same.
All right.
Artillery incoming.
Vladimir, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna grab my bag and I'm gonna run.
Okay. So yeah, you can.
I'm gonna run in the direction Bradley has left.
Wait. Okay.
I'm gonna do a mobility to see if I can do better.
Okay. Okay. So yes, you can go 2 extra hexes.
When I get there, I'm gonna shout to Bradley. They gave a position to artillery.
And Bradley, what would you like to
cover. I mean, we're far enough away from. I don't know how artillery works, so. I think I'm as good as I'm gonna get here on this map, so I'm gonna start grabbing food, water, ammo, guns. I mean, these guys are dead. It's the apocalypse. I mean, even the batteries they have is worth something, right?
Yep. It is to us. Bullets, ammo, guns, whatever. Compass.
All right. So at the end of the round, an artillery shell lands right there.
I don't see anything.
Oh shit!
When I rolled the d12, whatever hex it landed on was the one where the artillery was going to land. Old-timey game wargamer tip.
Okay, can you highlight where it fell again? Because I don't see anything. Oh, way over there. Okay. Oh, that's much closer to you two. Shit.
All right, so Bradley gets hit. Blast damage.
Oh no.
Well, it's a ways away. We got some cover.
Target is hit by a blast. Damage done is additional. So that is damage of 2. Do I have a hit location table?
Got 2 things to cover. Does that help?
You do have a little bit of cover from the trees
And he's wearing armor.
if it hits his torso.
If it hits his torso.
It is. I do not seem to have a hit location table.
I hear pages rustling from the living room, so I think he's flipping through the book.
There we go. I need to make like a GM screen.
Well, I'll have to borrow your book.
Your arm.
Okay, no armor there.
So it's going to be 1 point of damage. The tree stops a bunch of the blast.
That's 2 damage. I think.
And Vladimir. Vladimir is knocked. Both of you are knocked prone as well, by the way. But Vladimir escapes the brunt of the blast. The good news is there's nobody to actually call in corrections to them. So everything is probably going to be in that general vicinity, but they can't course correct, really.
That's good.
All right. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to take a look around where I am and see if I see any enemy combatants.
Not where you are, but howitzers have a range of 3 or 4 kilometers.
Yes.
Can we see the shells coming? Or
If you want to use your action making a recon check.
I'm not standing here. I'm not.
I will do that from where I am, though.
I was planning to try to go and get Bradley back up on his feet.
Okay. So it takes your fast action, so you can get over to him this turn.
Yep. Try to get him up on his feet. We need to get out of here.
Okay. Sergeant, your best guess, it's entirely possible, like, this artillery might be coming from the artillery that was pounding Kalisz. They may have just said, like, hey, fire some of it this way. You're not entirely sure. Depends on the size of the howitzer, what their range is.
Yeah. Okay. I will yell for them to come toward me.
Okay.
And then try to take cover by the rocks for now.
Okay. Right. Bradley, give me a survival check.
Survival.
Yep. Basically, the number of successes is basically how much shit you've managed to grab during this mad scramble.
I am not very good at this.
Well, maybe your dice like you better than me.
They do?
Wow.
I got one thing.
Yep. So you have something. You can decide whether you were grabbing food or water or a weapon, but you have managed to grab one thing.
Maybe
Is
that
there
was
anything
fixed.
unique that they have?
Not really. They're pretty bog standard Soviet soldiers.
I'll grab whatever they shot the fucking truck with, because that wasn't an M16 by any means.
It was not. I mean, it was a really good roll on his part, but
Was it like a really good gun, or?
no, it was an AK.
Oh, really? It was just a good shot.
It was a really good shot, and your Jeep had previously taken a like 1 point of reliability damage when you were leaving Kalisz.
Oh, I get you. Okay. I was thinking it was like a big sniper rifle or something.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Deviation.
Yeah, I'll take an AK. It's fine.
Okay. All right. So Vladimir has moved up to you. Kind of helped you to your feet. You've got an AK.
We're gonna book it.
Okay. That will be on your next round.
I looted on my last round, didn't I?
Yes. So your fast action to get to your feet. You do have your slow action left. So you can start to book it if you would like.
So I get to go 2.
Yeah, unless you want to make a mobility check.
Can I make that 1 and drag Vlad with me?
You cannot.
He's in the same hex I am because he helped me to my feet, right?
Yeah, correct.
Oh, fuck, I can't leave Mary.
Move it right behind you. Move it.
Okay, I'm moving. I'll move my 2.
Okay. The next shell hits a little bit further, like the other side of the road.
Good.
The blast radius, Vlad, is just at the edge of it. Doesn't take any damage, but is knocked prone. And yeah, their fire seems to be concentrated in that specific area. So, like, this area of the road, this area of the forest is just being bombarded.
Like the east side kind of deal.
Yeah. All right. Unless you guys are staying in the area, you will, now that you know where the artillery is, you guys can easily kind of clear out of the area if you choose.
How? Looking at Vlad. Assuming that we're all back up there. How long are they likely to continue without any kind of response from these guys?
Do I have any idea, Chris?
They'll drop a couple of shells in there. Generally, if an artillery strike is called in, the whole goal is to turn that set of grid coordinates upside down.
Yeah, they're gonna keep grinding for a little bit, but we're running low on ammunition, so it's not gonna stay. They're not gonna do that for hours. But they are not having change of coordinates, so maybe it's far enough for us to try to fix the Jeep.
I'm thinking we'll just wait them out. Are they
Yes.
likely to send anybody down here? Or just assume that whoever called in the strike has it under control?
Well, since they're not having any answer from the people calling the strikes to correct, they'll assume they either hit the target or hit the people who called the strike.
Okay. Well,
But as long as we don't wait too long, the artillery is far from here.
has the artillery hit yet where those enemy combatants were, where the Soviet soldiers were?
Not directly, no.
Okay. Did they have anything useful on them, Bradley, that you weren't able to grab?
Piles, but how about we get out of here and we can come back in an hour once they're done?
Yeah. Just don't want some other assholes taking it first. All right. We're going to go a bit north to wait them out.
And Bradley, since you were kind of down there in the thick of it, there's probably not going to be anything left. Like even if there's no direct hits on that area, these shells have a 40, 50 meter blast radius.
Oh yeah, so that stuff's gone.
Yeah. Okay.
What I'd like to try to save is the Jeep.
Yeah.
Well, three of us could push it down the road.
Once they're done shelling. I mean, even if we just use it as a place to sleep, it's better than being out in the open.
I agree.
At the very least, we'll be warmer. Slightly drier. Are you okay?
Not really, but let's figure out what we're doing and then we'll worry about that.
So you guys kind of like huddle down behind some rocks, like a fair ways away from where the artillery fire seems to be directed. And yeah, after like 10, 15 minutes, it subsides.
Who's our medic here?
The character you haven't met yet.
We don't have one yet.
Who's our medic here?
Closest I've got is empathy, and she's not terribly empathetic.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I'm the farthest from a medic that we can get.
So, I mean, I've got a C.
Oh,
I'll
take it.
I got a D. I got a D and no medical aid.
Oh, God. Yeah, I got no medical aid either. Literally, the C in empathy is as close as I'm getting. But
I'll bandage my own wounds. Because I'm just as bad as the rest of you.
Are we able to help, or do you need the actual skill to help?
You need to be able to help. So if you can describe to me how exactly you're helping.
I'm going to try to keep him dry and somewhat warm, and help attach tape where he can't reach, since he's doing this to himself.
I mean, we've all done basic training, right? So,
Yeah.
I'm pretty good in survival. Is there any plants around here that could help with that?
If you want to take time to go foraging.
I mean, while the shells are dropping, I could be checking around on the other direction.
Okay. So foraging through a hex for anything useful does take a shift. So you're looking at, like, given the fact that it's getting towards dark, if you're going to go look out for plants, it means you guys are probably either camping here or traveling in the dark.
Yeah, I'd like to push the Jeep out of the way first before we establish camp.
Yeah, I think our plan is to push the Jeep up sort of into the trees where there's some cover, so it won't be quite so obvious.
Okay. Right.
So yeah, other than I cannot help with the medical aid, so I'll let you bandage yourself. As soon as the shells stop, I'll try to push the jeep in the wood so we can make camp and try to fix it.
Okay, perfect. All right.
I'm good at making camp though.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to need a stamina roll from whoever is pushing the jeep.
Is this before
yeah.
or after or
Yeah.
during Tony's?
Depends on what order you would like to do things.
I'm gonna push the jeep while you two are at it.
Okay.
All right.
Is it considered a hardship?
No. Hardships
Okay, good.
are things like cold weather, so on and so forth.
Okay, good. Because I got my ranger.
Oh, nicely done. Double.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, so Vladimir, I mean, I imagine Vladimir's strength and stamina, he's probably a fairly burly individual. So he just kind of
Yeah,
like
he's pretty large and like built.
so yeah, so for a scientist, he just kind of like, spits in his hands, puts them together and just like starts shoving that jeep back into the tree line.
There's a reason nobody believed him.
Yeah, scientist my ass.
I'm a man of science, but I'm still Russian, eh?
Very athletic
I mean,
childhood.
you don't get to captain if you don't ready to fight a bear.
That's yes. There we go.
Russians are no joke.
So yeah, so I will get basically over the shift, basically the remainder of the afternoon. I'll get a medicine roll from the two people that are patching somebody up, and then a survival roll for foraging.
All right.
Do we want to make camp before I start foraging, or do we go straight up to foraging?
Is there a penalty for us making this medical roll if we don't have a camp?
No.
Okay.
So I get a +1 modifier because Nikki's helping.
Yes.
Nick. And I'll use my med kit.
Okay. So yep. So scratch off the med kit because they are consumables.
Okay.
All right. So yeah. So you do get the wound tended to.
So is that fill one hit capacity or?
Doesn't fill any.
Oh, that's the whole point of what I'm doing here.
But what it does do is it means you're not going to be rolling for infection and sepsis.
I will accept that. That's great.
Yikes.
Yes, healing in this game. Basically, if you are incapacitated from damage, somebody can like quickly kind of get you on your feet with a medical aid roll. Other than that, you heal 1 point for every full shift that you spend resting or sleeping.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you did say it was a hard mode.
Yep. But
Yeah.
had you not made that roll, then at the end of the shift, we would have been seeing whether or not that wound is infected.
I'll take that as a win.
I'm guessing things go downhill rapidly from there.
Very. Like whenever you're suffering from any sort of condition, if you're starving, if you're dehydrated, if you have hypothermia, or if you're suffering from a disease, you do not heal any damage and you take damage periodically.
Oh, that's okay.
So yeah, so if that wound had become infected, he would have died in 4 days,
Great.
give or take.
3, probably.
Yeah. In the meantime, Vlad is out foraging. There is a -1 modifier because it's spring, but you rolled really well anyway, so we won't worry about it. So you're
Is
looking.
it considered? Is it considered scrounging?
It's not. Scrounging is looking for parts.
Okay, because I would have a +1, so I would have mitigated that -1. But yeah,
So you're looking for basically plants.
yes, either food or medicine that we could use for his wounds.
Okay. With 2 successes, you managed to find 2 useful plants. Those can either be wild food, which would need to be cooked to be edible and will spoil in a week, or I'll say that you can find something that you can use as like a pain reliever, and a pain reliever will heal actual like hit points of damage.
I'm gonna go with pain reliever. That's what I was looking for.
Heals 1 point of damage over 5 to 10 minutes. Further doses during the same shift have no effect.
Okay, and I got 2 of those.
Yes.
Tandy.
And it has to be used in the same scene as the damage was received.
No, but when you take it, basically, like your hits aren't damage per se. Critical injuries are damage. This is more like scrapes and scratches and like minor cuts, things of that nature.
Well, given where he took the majority of his damage, it's probably like either concussive or bruised ribs.
Yeah.
Because he got shot in the chest.
Yeah, and then he took some like explosive damage to the arm.
Yeah.
So, and because he was like covered behind trees, it could be like there were a bunch of little splinters from the tree in his arm, which is basically what you guys spent time pulling out so they don't get infected.
Gotcha.
But yes, after a couple of hours, by this point in time, it's getting close to midnight, and it is dark. It's very weird for the players. There's no light pollution.
Yeah.
Off in the distance, you can see like the fires burning in the city of Kalisz, where like buildings have been hit by like white phosphorus or have caught on fire through other means or whatever. But like the entire electrical grid is down, so there's literally only the starlight and the moonlight. It is oddly peaceful. You're like, no, this isn't terrible. And then you hear, an artillery shell hit off in the distance. And then like machine gun fire, and the fighting is still going on.
As long as it's not going on right here.
All right. So what would you guys like to do over the next shift of time? Like, what would you guys like to do overnight?
Bradley,
Had...
if the pain keeps on, chew on this root. It should help with the pain.
Sure, Vlad.
I'm gonna. I don't know the name in English of the plant, but it's good for the pain.
As long as it doesn't put me to sleep.
Should not. It should keep you awake, in fact.
Okay, and trust your judgment here, buddy.
I'm gonna try to make a fire and make camp so we can spend the night and try to repair the jeep, but we should try to hide it.
Yeah. We definitely need to hide it.
Yeah,
Before
down in here.
comes looking. Yeah, we should be able to tuck it between some trees.
I'm gonna make a low fire so we can have some heat, but don't attract attention.
Alrighty. Making camp is a survival roll. And while Vladimir's setting up the camp, what would the other two like to do?
I think I need to rest.
Okay.
I agree. Am I able to help, or does that count as my action?
It counts
I
as
think
your yeah. It does count as your action if you're helping.
Okay.
I think you need to make a recon roll to hide the camp.
Yeah.
Yeah. After you make the make camp roll first, and then you make the recon roll to hide it.
I have a +1 on the make camp roll because of quartermaster.
Okay. You've been rolling really, really well.
Nice.
It really is.
But survival is my survival, and strength and stamina are my my 40 in that.
He's really trying to make himself useful.
Just
Yes,
a typical Russian soldier.
he's really motivated.
Yeah.
I did drop off hats, yeah.
Nicole needs to rest at some point, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to sleep next watch. Or next shift.
I slept while we were running in the car, so I can stay up a bit. So if you rest next quarter, I can try to fix the Jeep, and Bradley can try to keep watch.
Yeah. For now, though, I'm going to try to hide the Jeep and hide our campsite as much as possible.
Okay.
So you said that was a recon?
Yep.
One success.
So you do have, you've got your kind of your camp set up, small little fire going, not big enough, enough to keep the chill away, not enough to really attract attention. You kind of sheltered. You've got the Jeep away. You've grabbed some debris from the artillery mess.
Plenty of debris laying around. I should be able to pull over enough small branches to kind of cover our camp a bit. Plenty of firewood over there.
But nobody was keeping watch this particular shift.
No.
But you did hide your camp.
Yes.
Speaking of rolling good,
The thing with opposed rolls, the way I tend to do them is if there's no winner, then the situation remains unchanged. So if somebody hadn't seen your camp ahead of time, tying means they still haven't seen your camp. So the night passes uneventfully.
we survived a day.
Yep. Anybody who is resting or sleeping can heal 1 point of damage or stress.
Got it?
Everybody, when you get up in the morning, and Vladimir slept yesterday in the vehicle, so he's good there. So yes. So I need to roll for weather.
Oh, weather.
Nice.
Yeah.
Somebody roll me a d6.
Not it. Nobody wants to be rolling
Five.
these dice for us.
So yeah, so it is still snowing.
As long as it's not snowing artillery, it's okay.
The good news is if it's snowing, it's gradually building up more and more insulation around the Jeep. Warm.
Oh, no, sorry, it has shifted down to cloudy.
Fuck.
So
Cloudy with a chance of mortar.
but yeah, it's cloudy and overcast, and it basically means that in any sort of combat map or anything like that, your visibility is 5 hexes.
Oh, wow, that's not very much.
No, it's not.
The range of my grenade launcher is 4, so that's good.
Right. So everybody gets up. You can cross off of food, cross off of water.
This is what we're gonna need.
And decide what you would like to do on this balmy +2 morning.
We need
Hey,
water.
+2.
Yeah.
I've got 2 days of food left. 2 food, 3 water.
I've got 2 water, 4 food.
I got 4 water, 3 food.
Holy
So we're
cow.
good for a day anyway.
I'm really surprised that little oatmeal eater didn't ransack your pack.
It's Russian ration. He didn't probably recognize this as food.
Yeah, you terribly bright.
Probably just confounded it for a stack of leather.
Wouldn't surprise me. I can't believe he was eating oatmeal without putting anything in it. Like anything. Like melted snow would have been better than eating it dry.
I mean, when I was a kid, I used to eat dry oatmeal.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
I've when we used to get the military rations when I was in scouts, because we were all base brats, they had this really tasty granola cereal. It was like partway between oatmeal and Harvest Crunch.
That's granola, though. That's a little different. It's not the powdery disgustingness.
Oh no, there was powdery disgustingness in with the chunks,
Oh, gross.
but yeah, it was great.
All the MREs are powdery disgusting.
Well,
They're all terrible.
The boil and the foil stuff's actually not bad.
it's not hideous. I remember liking the bread.
The bread's awesome because it's got 3,000 calories in it.
Yeah.
Well, and it doesn't taste like powder.
The best was, I think, was in a breakfast meal. You got like 4 hot dogs. Maybe it was a lunch meal. You got like 4 hot dogs in the pack.
Ew.
Yeah, the beans and onions weren't too bad.
These
I
were
really-
like just hot dogs though. You could take them out, throw them on a stick, cook them over the fire.
Wow.
I really don't
I
remember the
never ran
right
into
part
those.
of.
That was ages ago.
I really don't remember the right part of ration because I remember only that there was packet of things to eat the food that was a little powder that I could use with water to make smoke bombs.
Oh yeah, and the worst of the boil and the foil was the ham and cheese omelets. 'Cause-
Oh, anything that was supposed to be eggs was
Yeah.
so bad.
Alrighty, so
Supposed to be eggs.
what would you guys like to do this fine morning?
So I think the plan was that I would watch, Nikki would sleep, and Vlad would try to fix the Jeep.
Okay.
Yep.
With the understanding that the longer we stay here, the worse it gets.
But we'd need the Jeep to work for us to move.
You could do right off that in order to fix the Jeep, you're going to need to find parts somewhere.
That would be scrounging.
Yes.
Could we scrounge in this X or would we need to move?
You can. You can scrunch this. I mean, there's been people back and forth through here. You just need to find, like, you're like, oh, if we find something that we could maybe use as like a belt, that might enable us to get a little bit.
Or something to patch a radiator.
Yeah. It's all very kind of generic. Basically, there's vehicle parts, weapon parts, electronic parts, and general parts.
Okay.
I mean, it's not going to be easy because you're not in a like major city, but it doesn't mean somewhere in this 10-kilometer hex that you're in, there's not like, there might be an abandoned farmhouse over there that you can scavenge or something like that.
Okay. I'm pretty good at scrounging, so I'm gonna try to look for parts.
Okay. So you're gonna go off by yourself. My first one's gonna keep watch. Nikki's gonna sleep.
Yep.
Sounds about right. Boys, you need more than 3 people here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to kind of prioritize. Like, we can't do everything. What do we need right now? All right. So I need to.
I have a +1 for scrounging for scrounger.
Give me 1 second. I'll get to that.
Random encounter income.
All right. So as you guys go about doing your thing, let me find my scratching table. Modified by. So you guys are in the open, so there is no modifier to scrounging. So it is a survival roll modified by your talent.
Let's see if I can find some vehicle parts.
Ooh, 2.
Boys, he's rocking and rolls tonight.
As long as I only do survival and stamina roll, everything's fine.
All right.
You're officially my favorite Russian.
So I'll give you 2 options. I do have like a D100 scrounging table. So you can roll on that table twice to see what you found, or with your 2 successes, you can specifically find something that you can get a vehicle part from.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be focused for that one. I mean, there are probably some nice thing on the scavenging table, but if I don't find a vehicle part, we're stuck here.
Okay. Right. And see, we have 2 groups. So basically, we have Vladimir out scrounging, and we have the group at the camp. But the camp is hidden.
There goes my favorite Russian.
Okay. So Vladimir, you're out, and you do manage to find like an old kind of like rusted down car down the road a ways. I'm just going to use this same map for the encounter. Just the other 2 aren't here. If I'm with the right character. So you do manage to find a car, and as you're basically kind of like popping the hood to see what you can find for parts, you give me a recon roll.
Let's see.
dice have turned.
Unless it was a trap, like explosive, I don't have a bonus.
It was not. But yeah, you're like kind of like whistling a jaunty little like Russian tune to yourself as you like get to work. You're like, oh, this is too bad. And then kind of behind you, you hear this like this growling sound.
I'm asleep right now, aren't I?
You are asleep and not here.
Great. Good luck, guys.
Well, Bradley's not here either.
It's just me.
Oh no! Good thing you're Russian.
I probably need to punch a bear.
And you, as you kind of carefully peek over your shoulder, you see a very scrawny, very hungry, possibly maddened wolf with its teeth bared at you. And then you kind of look over the other way and you see the second one. And roll some initiative because these guys are hungry. All right, so you are up first.
I'm gonna grab my gun and I'm gonna try to shoot the closest one to me.
Okay. So you will be at a -2 because you don't have time to aim. She's like, oh shit, or whatever Russians say.
There
There you go. And grab your gun and fire.
-1.
-2 because you don't have time to aim. That is a miss.
I'm gonna push it.
Okay.
Headshot.
So you just like quickly bring it around and fire, and you got to catch it in the head just as it's kind of leaping at you, dropping it. But the other one. Ooh, the other one leaps at you. Sinks its teeth into your... Ignore this attack roll. I just need to get the hit location.
Yes, no trouble.
Okay. Into your torso. You have 1 armor there, right?
Yes.
Okay. I need to look up a wolf now.
That's a disturbing little bite image there in the dice rolling column.
Why is there eyes in its mouth?
I think that might be tonsils. Back of the tongue? I don't know. It's not that close up.
Might be Vladimir.
It might be Vladimir.
Well, it's a cozy place to sleep.
So 2 damage, -1 for your armor, so you take 1 damage.
It's in the head capacity.
Yep. And you're up.
Can I try to shuffle back and aim at it and try to shoot it again?
You would need to make a mobility roll to get back away enough.
Okay, let's try. I really need to get better at mobility.
Yeah, you can't seem to get back. You could push the roll if you like, but if you roll a 1, it'll be damage.
If I'm in close with it, can I just try to punch it?
You certainly can.
I'm gonna try that.
So you do hit it for 1 point of damage. It kind of like snarls at you, and you can see now, like as it snarls, like the saliva and this like thick foam is just dripping.
I'm swearing and calling it names in Russian, trying to punch it in the face.
That is going to be another point of damage to your head as it jumps up and it like bites and like takes like a good like scrape across your cheek.
Okay.
He's got a helmet.
Yeah.
Does he have a helmet?
Yep.
Okay. Then yes, then it bounces off your helmet.
Damn it.
Back around to you again.
I tried to remove the hit, but I just added more hit.
If you left click.
Ah, okay, good. I'm gonna try mobility again to try to get away from it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna get away, and I'm gonna try to punch it again.
Okay. Okay, so you're just counting it, and this thing, there's no doubt at all in your mind now that this thing is rabid. Like normally, like if you hit like a canine like hard enough on the snout, it'll at least drop back a little bit, and this thing is just like Cujo in your face.
Okay. It's really aggressive. It's really hungry.
Yep. Right. So it is going to. It's not doing this tactically. It's doing it because it makes sense. It's what a wolf would do. It's basically going to try to leap at you and knock you to the ground. But it fails to do so. So yeah, you're strong Russian. You stand there and it throws itself at you, and you're like knocked back a little bit, but it does not knock you prone. So that was a fast action, and then slow action at bite. So yeah, it's like trying to snap at your head, and you're like kind of keeping it at bay. You've got like your hand kind of pressed against its, kind of against its throat, trying to like hold it at bay, and its jaws are just snapping, and you can feel that like hot breath. It is definitely very unpleasant.
With the jaw snapping close to my face.
Yes. Close to your face, but not in your face, and that's a very important distinction.
Quite so.
You're up.
I'm gonna take my fast action to. Can I drop my gun and drop my knife?
Yes.
And I'm gonna try to knife it.
Okay.
Because I'm not able to get away from it, so. I'm gonna try to push it.
Okay. Right. So yeah, you've got your knife out and you're trying, and you like jab like just through like some fur, but you don't find any purchase on any of the meat. Wolfie's turn. Oh, that was close.
Close your eyes.
Right. So yeah, it's backed onto all fours now, snipping at your legs. You're up.
Now that I have my knife in hand, could I try to aim and stab, or does that just for weapons for ranged
Uh,
weapons?
you can aim for a location, which is a -2, but you don't get any bonus for aiming.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna try to stab it. Can I use my minor to help me there?
Okay.
I'm gonna try to push it again.
There you go. So as it kind of leaps at you, you kind of like catch it with your knife, kind of like under the front leg, and just like slip that knife around, and it just bleeds out onto the ground.
Badass, Rich.
Tim Hortons.
Yeah, he totally is.
Oh, damn you, wolf! I sheath my knife. I put back my gun on my back, and I go like finish the wolf, make sure they're dead.
They are in fact both dead.
I'm gonna pile the bodies, try to get the piece I need for the car, and bring back the two bodies and the car piece to the camp.
Okay.
And hope that maybe we can get some meat, even if the fur is mangy. Maybe there's some meat left on that.
All right. After several hours, as it kind of whiles away into the afternoon, Sergeant is sleeping. Bradley, you're keeping your eye open. You do see occasionally, you see some people like walking nearby. Kind of, they've got their eyes open, but they don't seem to notice your little encampment where you've got everything kind of secluded and shaded. It looks like Wilson did a really good job hiding your encampment.
Yeah, we're gonna stay low here.
But yeah, as far as you can tell, it looks like they're basically people that maybe out hunting for food or something of that nature. Definitely like not Soviet patrols or American patrols or anything of that nature. Just looks like people out looking to see what they can kind of scare up for food.
Gotta let him go.
So yes, if you don't make yourself known, then they will just pass you by.
We're gonna stay quiet.
Okay.
Which hurts because it'd be nice to recruit, but
By the time as it's getting on to like late afternoon again, Vladimir comes back and he's kind of got like a couple of wolf carcasses across his shoulder. He's got like some like spare vehicle parts hanging from his belt.
I think I found something to fix the car. I dropped the two wolves next to the fire.
we're eating dog now.
Wolf! They tried to eat me and they failed, so now we eat them.
Okay. I don't know any recipe for wolf.
I think I can make something out of that.
Does this wake
I
me
think,
up?
Yeah, you're starting to wake up. Lovely dream of coffee and bathtubs.
Yeah. Still, I'm warmer than I was yesterday. Sad as that. But yeah, I'll hear the kind of murmuring outside of voices and adjust everything and get my jacket back on right. Go outside. We're doing what now?
Fixing the Jeep and eating wolves, apparently. Must be a Russian thing.
She looks kind of bleary-eyed and skeptical. We're doing what?
but they tried to eat me while I was trying to get the part out of the car.
Yeah.
If you get on something better, I'll cook something better. But for now, we have wolf.
Chris, I have survival. Is wolf kind of like rat? Don't do it, or pigeon?
Really depends on how desperate you are.
Yeah.
It's
Hold off on that a
you're.
little, I think.
I mean, you can get some meat off it. It's not a whole lot different than eating dog. But you're gonna want to make sure it's well cooked.
Good news is it'll stay almost frozen. Yeah, I'll see if I can maybe find us something that's a little less doggy. How you feeling, McPherson? You good?
Getting there.
Good. Oh, she'll stretch and then look at the wolves, shake her head, then look at Vladimir. So you got car parts?
Yeah, I found a whole rundown car. An FPs I can put in the car. I just need to make it fit.
Do you need to sleep, McPherson? Are you good to stay on watch?
Well, I mean, I'm fine.
Okay. Yeah. I'll see what I can find locally. And hopefully we won't have to have Wolf tonight. While they're taking their next shift of stuff to do, I will go hunting.
Okay. Hunting we will go. What is McPherson doing?
I'm gonna stay watch, I guess.
Okay.
And in hindsight, I should have grabbed the fucking radio instead of the AK.
Yeah, hindsight.
2020 every time.
Oh, and I will get everybody. Everybody can give me a. Actually, no. You have a camp. You're good. So you don't have to worry about the cold. So Wilson can give me a hunting roll. So it's survival.
Okay. I'm going to be using the crossbow.
Okay.
Since I have one.
What weapon you use all depends on what you find, really.
Okay, that's fair. Let's see if I can find anything. Oh no, not these days.
While you keep in watch, I can leave you my radio if you want to listen in to their Soviet transmission.
Sure, but I can't speak Russian.
Okay, I'll keep it on the car while I work. If I hear something bad.
Right. Are you pushing the roll there, Wilson, or?
I'm gonna try because that was horrible.
Okay.
That wasn't any better.
All right.
Technically, it was worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thankfully, not a 1 though.
And in the meantime, Vladimir can give me a tech roll to see about repairing the Jeep. All right. So, working away well into the evening, it is dark by the time you finish. Wilson comes back, having found precisely 0 game out there.
Nothing.
But you do have the Jeep. It's not purring like a kitten. It's growling like an angry, disheveled beaver. But it's working. It currently has a reliability of 1.
Oh God. Well, that's better than the reliability it had an hour ago.
Yeah, it is.
It's an angry beaver, but it's sour.
Well, we have a name for the Jeep.
Yeah. It turns on, it heats up.
And as Wilson comes back to, it is the clouds have cleared. It is actually a very nice evening. Still very cold, but like you get like that very nice like early spring evening. It's that sort of thing.
We've got a campfire.
Yep.
So not horrible.
So what are we thinking? We camp down. First light, we go take a look on foot to the city, see what we can get. Because we're gonna need food and water here soon.
Yeah, we are. When you were out getting car parts, did you notice any buildings nearby, people nearby?
I foraged on a couple of abandoned cars till I found one that was not completely pillaged, but I didn't see a building.
I'm seeing the odd person go by the road here. Small groups, nothing too serious.
Military, civilian?
Seems like civvies.
I'd rather not take shit from civvies if we don't have to.
That's what I was thinking.
But if they're hunting around here, that means that theoretically there's game around here.
Well, in theory, but
In theory. Yeah.
we got to find out what's
When
going on in
people
the
are
city.
talking,
Right? We
if
don't know
you
if it's still
would
being
extend your
bombarded.
words
We don't
to
know
end,
if,
so I'm missing
if Soviets are overrunning the place. We just don't have any intel, Serge.
But the only thing we know right now is that they haven't nuked it.
Well, we'd know if they did that.
Yes, I'm pretty sure we would. Yeah, we're gonna have to get back toward it tomorrow.
Find a pharmacy, maybe.
With any luck.
I will get Vladimir to give me a command roll as your radio kind of sparks to life. Seems to be some Soviet chatter.
A command roll?
Command roll. So yeah, it's super like staticky and broken up. You just get like pieces here and there, nothing that you can really use in terms of intelligence. But it is enough to indicate that, your radio only has a certain radius, so there's definitely Soviet activity within that the radius of the radio.
Yes, there's a group, there's a patrol, something getting closer in 5 or 6 kilometer range. I didn't hear what they were saying, but we better be safe.
Would have been nice to know how many there were. They're probably coming toward us from the city, maybe to check out what they were bombing, aka us. If one of you is good to stay up tonight and watch the camp, I'll take a little walk. See if I can find them.
Oh, I could take another watch, but I'm going to have to sleep after this one.
Yeah. That's fine.
You want to take Vladimir with you?
I think I'd rather have him keep an eye on you.
Last time I slept was when we left the city. I might need to take a little.
Yeah.
All right,
You
so Vlad
watch.
sleeps, I watch. You're going to do a walkabout.
Yep. Recon, see if I can find them.
Then come morning, we're going to have to get out of here. We can't stay here.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
All right, so for this next shift here, who is doing what?
I'm doing recon. I'm going to try to find the Soviets. If Vladimir thinks they're within 6 kilometers.
Vlad's going to sleep, and I'm going to watch.
Okay.
Yep, I'm gonna sleep. When you sleep, you get back some stress and some hit.
You get back one of each.
I got one of each.
I'm trying to give Bradley light duties until he doesn't cringe every time he bends.
Light duties. I've been on watch for 12 hours. 18 hours.
And tomorrow, when you're not cringing every time you cough.
When we start driving, we're going to let the drivers sleep. I get you.
Yes. We will let you sleep and rest until then.
Yep. The thing that I found playing Forbidden Lands, and I'm noticing this, is like once characters get their schedule off, you end up staying in places longer than you thought.
Yeah.
Which in this one apparently is a bad thing.
It could be. All right. So how far from the camp is Wilson scouting?
Well, Vladimir said they're within 6 kilometers because his radio's picking them up. As crackly as it was, that was probably on the outer edge of the 6 kilometers. So I'm guessing that they're moving toward us. Whoa. So I'm going to, within about a kilometer of our camp, I'll try to keep a decent speed up. And then after that, though, I'm going to start watching my surroundings a bit more carefully. And if possible, you said searching a hex takes a shift.
Basically, every action that you take during like the travel phase takes a shift. So this entire shift, basically from 10 p.m. till like 6 in the morning, you're going to be out trying to find these guys.
Yeah, that's exactly what she's doing.
Give me a recon roll.
I'm gonna need to get I got 48 minutes left of my battery.
Alrighty. So yeah, so you're like trudging through the snow. You know, trying to figure out, okay, how far have I gone? Making sure, checking periodically, make sure you can find your way back to the camp.
Yep.
And you see just like on the distance, kind of like down a little like hillock, little like pristine snowy hillock down to like the little like countryside road. You see what looks to be a Russian make of Jeep just driving along, all nice and peaceful and serene. And then suddenly there's this loud explosion and the sky turns orange as it hits like a roadside explosive and gets flipped like 4 or 5 times in the air before landing on its roof.
Okay then. Good to know. I'm going to hunker down and wait and see if anyone either crawls out of that or comes to investigate.
Yes, there are a couple of people that basically crawl from the wreckage, like like burning,
Barely.
flailing, barely alive, kind of crawling out of the wreckage.
Okay. But I'm not hearing any other vehicles coming along. I imagine it's kind of difficult to hear the crackling of the flames, but nothing else seems to be coming this way.
Give me a recon roll.
Yes.
So as you're kind of like looking to see if anything might be coming, you do see kind of like from the trees on the other side of the road from where you are. So like you're kind of like on a little hillock looking down on this road, and then on the other side of the road there's like a little like kind of like foresty area. You do see three individuals basically come up and they're like crouched down. They're being like all stealthy and stuff. And they kind of approach the wreckage, and very like coldly and callously, just like any of the ones that are still moving, just like double tap to the back of the head.
Okay.
Like just like executing them before they start to take their shit.
How many of them are there?
3. And they do come, and they've got like a little like fire extinguisher, and they kind of like put out the flames on the Jeep and start like stripping it for whatever parts that are still usable. It's very obvious that they're not just like that they planned this. It's not just oh, we found a sign of an accident.
Yeah. Obviously, the fact that they have a fire extinguisher, it's a pretty good indication. Well, fuck a duck. Do they seem to be military or just really organized civilians?
You can't tell at this distance.
I can't tell if they're wearing any. They don't seem to be wearing any cohesive uniform.
It's like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah, middle of the night. Never mind.
Yeah.
Nothing by the firelight of the Jeep.
Nothing that catches your eye. I mean, you could try to get closer if you wanted to have a look.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take note of where they came from and where they seem to be going. And if possible, I'd like to follow them a little ways, just to get an idea of where they're headed.
It's not terribly hard to follow their tracks through the through the snow once they're done. But they do basically go back into the tree line. Are you going to follow them into the tree line, or are you just going to be like, okay?
Yeah, I am actually. Probably a bad idea, but I mean, I don't need these guys bombing us like that.
Okay. Give me a recon roll.
Oh no. I would like to push.
Okay. So you do take 1 point of damage, basically, as you're gonna need like slip on the ice and like twist your ankle.
Okay. Do I take a point of stress as well, or is it just the damage?
No, it's just the damage.
Okay.
It's damage of what you're rolling. Actually, yeah, recon is.
It should be stress.
It would be stress.
Okay.
So the fact that you're here by your alone, there's 3 of them. They obviously have no compunction at all about killing.
Yep.
You're like, maybe this was a bad idea.
I should not be here alone.
You should not be here alone. And then
all knew that.
From up ahead, you hear one of them go like, "Wait a second." They're speaking in Polish, which you've picked up like a smattering of.
Yeah. One of those, I know how to go to the bath. I ask where the bathroom is and to curse a little bit. Basic directions.
How to sharpen your pencil.
Yeah. All very useful information. Very handy things to be able to ask in a foreign language.
One of them just like turns around and just like fires off just a random shot. And even counting in the penalties, you take a point of damage to your leg.
I am going to try to not make any noise.
Give me a, what do we call this? We will call this this would be a recon roll.
Fuck.
Okay, so you're gonna like bite down.
You.
You hear the two of them, you know, they're conversing. The gist of it seems to be like, what the hell are you shooting? It's like, thought somebody was following us. It's like, did you get it? It's like, don't know. But you can tell now they're continuing to move, but they are definitely on guard.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let them move away. And then when they're far enough away that I can't hear them anymore, I will try to stop the bleeding enough that I'm not just gonna lead them back to where our camp is.
Okay. That's a medical aid roll.
God.
+1 die if you use your med kit.
Rather save it. We're not planning on staying there. No.
Yeah, you can't seem to get the bleeding to stop. I mean, it's not life-threatening bleeding, but
It's enough that I'm gonna leave drops now and then.
yep.
Yeah. It'll have to do. We're planning on moving out anyway. Yeah, I'm booking it back to camp now.
Alrighty. So the end of the shift comes along. Vladimir is rested. You see Wilson comes limping back into camp, pant leg just drenched with blood.
So Waterboro is
What
a hot
happened?
spot.
Got shot.
That does not look like Wolf.
No. Different kind of wolf, maybe. And as she's kind of propping her leg up and trying to clean the wound out as best she can, she'll tell them what she saw and where. Bring them up to date. So, Soviets are close, or were. Both dead now. They obviously had set a trap and had no compunction whatsoever, no hesitation, sorry, about just shooting them, executing them where they were. I couldn't see if they had on a uniform of any kind. But I mean, even if they did, they're not to be trusted.
I don't think anyone's to be trusted at the moment, but let's fix your leg up.
Yeah.
So we need to check up for mines now.
Keep an eye open. Yeah. We're gonna have to figure something out. I don't think we've got the fuel to go cross country.
I'm gonna hand over one of the painkiller herbs to the lieutenant. Sergeant, sorry. I thought you were first lieutenant. It's first sergeant.
Yep.
Okay. It's a bright morning. Sun is shining, a little bit warmer. It's like 3 or 4 degrees. So you know when it's like 3 or 4 degrees at like 6 a.m., you know that you're starting to get in some decent-ish weather. Everybody can cross off their food and water for the day.
How much food did we get from the wolves?
The wolf bodies are still sitting there unbutchered.
Okay. Do you want to take care of those, and
Yeah.
we'll get a move on?
Do we need a quarter to butcher the wolf?
I'll say that you can do that as part of the cooking process.
Okay.
So that whole process will take you basically the morning, which is probably
Okay.
good because Bradley really needs to sleep.
It really
Yes.
does.
Yes, we are letting Bradley sleep. I'm going to rest.
And I'm gonna cook and butcher.
And hope that the sight of a big burly Russian chopping up wolves is enough to ward anyone off for now. Actually, no. I'll stand watch. I dripped on my way here, and I'd rather they didn't.
When Bradley is asleep, we can leave, and you can sleep in the car.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's if we have to.
I'm gonna sleep in the Jeep just in case.
Yes, you definitely should. It's much nicer in there. Far more comfortable.
Just so they don't leave me when they take off.
The back seat, no word of a lie, better than the cot I had at the school. So, yeah.
Cooking is survival.
Checking out. So yes, it is survival. All right. So yeah. So over the course of time, you do manage to get like 6 portions of food out of the wolves that you can cook up safely. And in the meantime, Wilson, you were keeping watch. Give me a recon roll.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, as you're keeping watch, you do see a group of a small group of 2 people kind of making their way down the road. They look kind of like shell shocked. Both of them wearing the kind of the remnants of U.S. military fatigues. It looks like they've been through a little bit of a ringer. They're kind of stumbling around. You're gonna guess, based on 3 successes on the recon, they probably haven't eaten for a couple of days from the looks of them. They've got that kind of, Walking Dead look going on.
Yep.
But they don't seem to notice your encampment at all. So again, unless you make yourself known, they will just pass you by.
How much food did you get out of that, Vladimir?
6.
Think we could spare 2?
How much of them are there?
Just 2 of them.
We can spare 2.
We might be able to trade it for bullets or something.
Just don't bring them to the car. I don't want them to know where the car is.
No problem. Rather not wake Bradley up.
I give you 2 wolf meat ration.
Okay.
I'll be watching. I
Yeah.
take my my sniper out just in case.
Appreciate it. As she thinks, hopefully I can continue trusting him not to pull a bullet in my back as I'm trying to help these guys. I'm going to. Can I get up ahead of them on the road?
Yes.
Like, go through the bit of woods we've got around us, and
Yeah, so you can kind of obfuscate where your camp is.
Yeah. And let them walk up on me as opposed to me running up behind them. Which would probably go really poorly. So I will kind of come out of the trees a bit up ahead of them.
Okay.
And let them walk up on me.
They when they see you, they kind of reach for their like their weapon. They've got like a sidearm, like a pistol, and then they notice your fatigues.
Canadian flag.
Yeah. And they kind of walk towards you, say, "Have you?" And they kind of look at your name tag and say, like, Sergeant. They kind of they do their best to come to, like, I mean, you don't salute a sergeant, but they do their best to kind of come to some semblance of order. It's just that kind of like, kind of instilled.
Yeah. Can I tell what rank they are?
One of them is a private, the other one is a corporal.
So both lower rank.
Yeah.
Okay. Boys, looking rough.
It's we left the city a couple days ago. Just couldn't take it anymore.
Just kind of nod a little bit. You doesn't look like you've eaten today or yesterday.
It's been 3 or 4 days. The group we're with, we ran out of food about a week ago, and I guess the other guys needed to eat more than they needed us around, so they traded us for some grub. But
Oh,
well, we managed to get away, but we couldn't stay anymore.
where did that happen?
In Kalisz.
Do you know where you were in Kalisz?
Eastern side of the river.
Okay.
There's
Who did they trade you to? Or which unit were you with?
we're with fifth mechanized, and he gives you, like, his actual,
Yeah.
like, squad company, so on and so forth.
Yes.
Yeah, there's some folks there set up like a little bit of a black market at the mall. You can buy anything there, or sell anything, apparently.
Apparently.
Do you have any food, water, anything?
No water. I do have food for the two of you.
Thanks.
And she'll pull out the meat. It's wolf, not tasty.
They don't even question it. They just start
Yep.
eating.
Yeah. Spotted you on the road. I've got to get back to my people, but I'll warn them about the guys I saw last night.
Okay, well, thanks for letting us know. We'll try to be careful, but we're not gonna let ourselves get taken.
Good plan. They won't take you anyway. They'll just shoot you in the head. Do you guys have any kind of weaponry on you at all?
And he kind of looks down. He's got his service pistol, his Colt 45. He's like, we got this, and I got 2 bullets. So that's enough if things get bad.
You don't have a knife of any kind?
Lost that when we ran.
Fuck. I've seen hunters around these woods too. Maybe you can, I don't know, arrange something with them.
Well, I'm a little bit lucky. My buddy here's 3rd generation Polak, so because he's got some family in Welland, so we're gonna see.
Good luck.
You too.
And I'm going to let them walk away before I go back into the woods.
Okay. They continue
then-
walking away.
I'll circle back around to my guys.
And before we call the session free, we need Anita to make a stamina roll.
Yeah, I'm not doing well. Because I haven't been treated.
It is stamina roll.
Yeah. This doesn't count as torture.
Does the herbs I gave her help in any way?
It does not.
Okay.
Okay. It's bad. Nope. I'm gonna try to push it.
Okay. All right. So good news. Your wound is not infected.
Good.
But yes. So as morning dawns on the 16th, you guys are about 10 kilometers outside of Kalisz, maybe 15, and debating going back. But we'll find out next time.
Yeah.
So we totally lost this session, right? Like the resources we spent versus the stuff we got.
We got lots of intel. I have not yet told these guys, though, about the human trafficking that has already started.
Yep.
That I will, I'll hold back. But I'll tell them, Americans, this is who they were with, all that stuff. Just not...
I mean, I punched a wolf and survived, so I consider this a win.
I was really hoping they would have a knife with them.
We've spent food, we spent water, we spent ammo.
Oh, yeah.
We've
Big
taken
time.
wounds, we've used med kits, and have not gained anything. This is a total fail.
Everything
This game works.
Everything we gained today was used to compensate the loss we did today. I'm starting to get the moods of Twilight 2000.
Yep.
Alrighty. Just so everybody, I'll kind of run through the questions for XP, and you guys can say, yes, I did that. No, I didn't do that. Did you participate in the game session?
Yes, I think we did.
I was there.
Yep, so you get 1 XP. Did you follow your moral code despite significant risk to yourself or your group?
I think so. Where is there a... I mean, I have kind of a mental moral code that I've set up for her, but is there anywhere that we can note that?
Yes, on your character sheet, under bio, under moral code.
Oh, look at that.
Well, I've run to Bradley to help him and I've sacrificed food to stragglers. So I think I stayed honorable today, at a cost.
Bradley's a law-abiding citizen, so we kind of already said we were breaking out Uric. So does that count? Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, the law is going to be super flexible as the world goes to hell.
Yeah, I'm just saying his motivation was they were going to execute him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say yeah, because executing him is very as a prisoner of war. Executing a prisoner of war is very much against the Geneva Convention.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I think it's Article 13 outlines how POWs are to be treated.
Something like that, yeah.
Like in theory, if the war is ending, he's supposed to actually be turned back over to Russia. Did you risk or sacrifice something significant to realize your big dream?
Not today. Well, I want to flee this place, but no sacrifice were that big today.
I don't think I did.
No, there was no. I didn't sacrifice anything. I mean, other than a chunk of leg. But
Did you travel through at least one hex on a travel map that you had not visited before?
Yes.
We did do that.
Did you overcome one or more dangerous events using violent or non-violent means?
Is
We shot some
overcome the
people.
right word?
Yes,
He lived through the bombing, so I would say that's surviving.
you got through the bombing. You dealt with the ambush. So yes,
There's the wolf thing.
Common
Yeah.
knowledge.
the wolves.
The wolves.
And did you risk your life for the PC who is your buddy?
I don't have a buddy yet.
What's the thing? Like you can change up your buddy like at the end of each session. You can be like, you know what, this Bradley guy, I feel like I need to watch out for him. He's going to be my buddy. Like, and buddies do not have to be mutual.
Okay. For now, then, since he's the only one that was actually under my command, I will have Bradley.
And then
This Russian guy, though, is growing on me, which is dangerous. I can see why Bradley liked him, which is kind of putting me a little on edge.
and then like if you actually risk your life for your buddy, then you get bonus XP.
I just ran toward Bradley to get out of the explosion, but there was no actual danger in the end.
You actually ran into the blast radius of an explosive, so it's just I rolled shitty, which is why you didn't take damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, explosions, like an explosion rated A, I roll 2d12, a B, I roll 2d10, a C, I roll 2d8, and a D, I roll 2d6. And if any successes come up, then you take damage from the explosion.
Oh crap!
And then the explosion drops by one letter for each hex out. So if it's an A, which the artillery was, then the next hexes are B, the ones out from that are C, the ones out from that are D. So it's a fairly big explosion.
Yikes. Yeah, that's bad.
So that was certainly not a mortar. That was like a howitzer.
No, that was like a 120 millimeter howitzer that they were calling
Oh
it.
shit! Okay.
Yeah.
So total up the yeses to the questions, and that's how much XP you get for the session.
So 4? Because I don't think I really risked my life for my buddy.
Yeah. Everybody would have gotten 3 for dangerous events, new hex, and participation, and then extra for moral code or realizing your big dream or your buddy.
Okay. So 4.
Right.
So if you want to use XP, so picking up a new skill at level D costs 5. You must have used the skill and succeeded once since your last increase. So like if you made, for anybody who succeeded at medical aid, could spend 5 XP to get medical aid at D.
So I could try to get mobility or close combat at D. for example.
Correct. Or if somebody has a higher skill level, they can spend a shift instructing you, and then you can pick it up.
You haven't had time to sleep, let alone instructing me.
Oh, and that's the other thing. You can only spend XP while you're resting or sleeping. Learning a specialty costs 10, but you have to have a teacher. So if you know, like, I want like the intelligence specialty for recon, you would need to find a PC or an NPC that has it to teach you. And for Tony, since you actually got shot, you can make a roll the die for your coolness under fire. So it doesn't go up. But whenever you make a roll and succeed in a session, there's a chance your coolness under fire will go up.
I think Anita got shot too, right?
Yep, I
Yep.
did.
Oh, right. We should have made a coolness under fire. You might have actually been suppressed and things would have gone really, really badly for you. I will have to remember that for next time.
Yes, please.
But because you didn't make the roll, you didn't succeed at the roll, so there's no chance of your coolness under fire going up.
No problem.
But your unit morale goes up by 1.
Yeah, that brings us to an A, right?
Yeah, because you were in combat and defeated enemies, and you helped other people in a material way.
Good for us.
All right. So that is our first session of Twilight 2000. So now you guys kind of have a feel for how things go. I mean, you guys had some really good die rolls early on.
But we still kind of lost the session, right?
And then my dice remembered who was rolling them. Yeah.
But it's one of those things. I mean, if that guy had rolled better with his shot, if he'd done like a critical injury to your leg, he could have like blown your leg off. You would have bled to death out there all by yourself.
Yep.
Honestly, the wolf could have killed me.
Yeah.
Yep. If the wolves,
Especially since there were 2 of them.
yeah. If you hadn't shot that first wolf right away, that could have gone very poorly. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But now you see why there's incentive to keep going out and finding things, and like if you find somebody to trade, you've picked up like a spare AK that you could probably trade for some water or food or whatever. Just got to find some place where you can do it.
Yeah. Like a mall, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I think we're up 2 food and an AK.
Yep.
And we're down a bunch of ammo, a med kit, and a couple of wounds.
Yeah.
I love it. It's awesome.
All right.
It's definitely hard mode. I'm looking forward to Trevor joining us.
So hopefully next week you guys will pick up a straggling Polish intelligence officer.
Here's hoping.
But yes, so we'll see everybody next week.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for the
Chris.
game.
Thank
That
you.
was great, everyone.
Thanks. Good night.
All right.
See you next week.
Have a
guys.
good night, folks.